Dateline New York City, Saturday 17 May. Wait, I hear you say, did I just bastardize the rules of the game and run a Saturday story in place of the traditional Friday story? Why yes, as a matter of fact, exactly what I've done. And would I ever do a thing like that except in the most exceptional of circumstances? I would not. So what occasion rises to the level of such gravity as to warrant such an unprecedented breach of the normal protocols? Well, you tell me. How often does a Mexican Navy sailing ship declare war on the Brooklyn Bridge? And spoiler alert, the bridge won the battle. Which, if I was a more callous man than I am, I might say that's the most significant surface action in which the Mexican Navy has been involved since, well, ever. But I am not that man, and I would never say something like that. Now, there's a number of questions you might have here right off the bat. Number one, there's a Mexican Navy? Yes, apparently there is, and who knew? Number two, is it normal for 21st century navies to still have sailing warships in commission? Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, the Brits have got HMS Victory still afloat, still in commission. We've got our own humble little USS Constitution, Old Ironsides to her friends. Still afloat, still in commission, but you know what the difference is between this and that? Victory and Constitution, they don't sail 1,000 miles away from their home port to get defeated by a foreign bridge. And shout out also to Washington Augustus Roebling, am I right? Son of John Augustus Roebling, architect of that very same Brooklyn Bridge, for you uncultured ruffians who don't know that. He may not have conceived the bridge, but he damn well finished building the thing after his old man died. And what other kind of service did that man render to his country? I am glad you asked. Little Round Top Hill, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, Thursday, 2 July, 1863. Second Lieutenant George Washington Roebling, Company K, 6 New York Independent Battery. He is among the first to reconnoiter that fateful hill that will play such a pivotal role in the events of the next 72 hours, where so many of the greatest men this nation ever produced would etch their very names on the tablet of history. And he took a good look around and he reported back to his commander, Colonel Strong Vincent, a man who would lose his own life on that self-same hill the very next day. And he said, yes, sir, we can fight the enemy here, and we will give him a frightful whooping. He didn't actually say that. I just like to imagine that he would have said something like that. But by the end of the war, Lieutenant Roebling, he has gotten himself brevetted all the way up to goddamn bird colonel. And it's not because he's a fancy rich kid from New York City. It's because he's a fucking badass, and he distinguishes himself on several fields of battle after Gettysburg, like we expect a man to do if we are going to call him a fucking badass, because we are not a nation that bestows that title lightly. And in later life, he becomes the guy who finished the work of building the Brooklyn Bridge, a bridge that's been in active daily operation for over 140 years now. It will likely stand for 1,000 years more, and she is still in good enough shape to defeat the flagship of the Mexican Navy. And if that doesn't make you want to stand and salute and say, America, fuck yeah, well, I'm going to report you for being a dirty communist. I feel like I have talked for an unusually long time. Have I talked for an unusually long time? Well, I guess that's not for me to say, really. In any event, the roundup is over now, so you will have to suffer through the remainder of the show that I did not write ahead of time. And with that, I pass the rhinestone-studded baton over to my distinguished colleague, your illustrious co-host, keeping the Georgia wilderness safe from Yankee spies since at least 1863, but that's as far back as the records go. The one and only, your friend and mine, Mr. Caucasian Sasquatch.